is, given everyone is devolving a lot of the welfare state, is devolving a lot of the social safety net, and giving everyone a check, a good idea?
Yes, it is.
It's a good idea in practice, and this is a practical policy. I mean, it's been done. It's being done in Africa, it's been done in Canada, it's been done in the 70s. And it's also good conceptually. It helps clarify what we want the state to do, what we want the welfare state to do, what kind of social insurance we want to have. So why is it a good idea? I'm going to throw out a bunch of ideas, and some may stick with you, some may not. First of all, it will just significantly reduce poverty. I'm going to immediately segue to the next idea. It often brings together a lot of people because it's somewhat poorly defined. And Dylan brought up, there's a lot of different ways to do this. There's a lot of ways to emphasize how universal it is or how much money it is. But conceptually, it brings together very powerful left-wing or liberal critiques and conservative critiques of what is going on with poverty. So for people who are very influenced by, say, Jack Kemp or compassionate conservatives, people who think that the big problem with poverty is that the government is in the way, either by having very overlapping and bureaucratic and top-down programs, this cleans that out. If you also think part of the problem with poverty is that you don't have sweat capital, you don't have assets to borrow against, you don't have some way to provide for yourself while you're trying to build out your business, your entrepreneurial life, this is very powerful in that direction.
For liberals, it will, of course, again, significantly reduce poverty, and also it kind of, I'm going to bring up Foucauldian, it attacks
Yes, go to Foucault.
It attacks the Foucauldian critique of the welfare state, which is there to stigmatize and isolate and alienate people. So there's no midnight checks for AFDC like there used to be in the 60s with something like universal basic income. There's no way, it belongs to people. It's a way of rewarding people work all the time, but they don't necessarily do wage work, right? So a lot of more radical feminists have really appreciated for a kind of wages for housework thing. It allows people to be compensated for more decommodified forms of labor. And it fundamentally delinks survival from work, which is a very powerful way of boosting low-wage work, right? So if you can tell your boss, I'm not going to starve if you fire me, or if I'm not going to starve if you make me work on Thanksgiving, or whatever it is, you're probably going to have a much better bargaining power, and that's going to ultimately boost your survival in the workforce. So, and also it starts to address a lot of critiques, and I'm sure will come up as we go forward, about what work will look like in the next couple decades. I mean, possibly in a few months, your drink will be delivered by Amazon drone to your table. And, what are we going to even do for a living at that point? This is a powerful way of saying, like, look, we'll actually survive. We'll get by. It'll be okay. We should be a productive and technologically advanced society, and we can ultimately take care of ourselves.